greet what arrives, escort what leaves, and rush upon loss of contact. If not, greet what arrives, escort what leaves, and loss of contact means one fight. Rush upon any loss of contact when you get close. So you felt that when you were doing the move at Sensei Mom. When you maintain contact, you can move around, you can keep that knife sort of away from your body. But as soon as you lost contact, oh shit, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's going to be in me next. So, greet it when it comes. Escort it when it leaves, but don't lose contact. Just a tenet of one style of fighting. You can jump.
I have a lot of notes I might release to the public. So, you know the story about the blind man, and they touch the elephant, right? And they touch the trunk, and they think it's a rope.
Oh yeah.
The elephant trunk. They touch his leg, and they think the elephant's like a tree. The problem with most martial art is that they discover a partial truth, and then they tell everyone that that's the truth. And then what happened is the general public believe the marketing hype. So right now the marketing hype is Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, you know, like the Israeli fighting system. And what happened is some systems are better at marketing themselves, and some systems are very effective. I challenge you not to be like the blind man in the room with the elephant. I challenge you to, the word karate, Judo, the word do means path. And I have this note, you don't try to find the perfect path. What you're trying to do is discover the path for yourself. And when you're young, you will try to find that path. And for me, I'm not interested in having the biggest school, because if I have the biggest school, I have to market myself very well. I have to lower my level. I have to make it palatable so everyone can do it. For me, I'm interested in discovering that path for myself. And then anybody who likes what I'm discovering can follow along. And I'm not interested in them following my path. I'm interested in teaching them how to discover their own path. That is a true martial. That's a true teacher. Unfortunately, in modern day society, everything's going so fast now. They all want to show you the path. They don't want to teach you how to discover your own path. Anyways, I might shoot a video about that. So just be very careful in life. You're young. You will get molded, and someone will show you this path. And they'll show you like, oh, this path's the greatest. Right? So do means path, or the way of. Right? And so I have 5 black belts, and sometimes people don't know that. And so kids will come up to tell me karate's the best. Or they see me wearing a karate uniform, they tell me Thai boxing's the best. And I watch them do Thai boxing, and the Thai boxing was horrible. My Thai boxing is way better than them. And I laugh. I'm like, you think Thai boxing's the best? Like, wait till I start hitting you. Because in their mind, they only did Thai boxing for a year. Right? And so for them, they think Thai boxing's the best. You know what I mean? And I did Thai boxing, I did karate, I did everything. So I know the weakness and strength of everything. And so what happens when you're young, you discover a partial truth, and then you buy into the hype, and you think that's the real truth. Be very careful you don't fall into that trap. But it takes a lot of work, and it's very easy to join an organization or find a guru that will tell you this is the way, believe in me, look at all these people following me. And what happened is, it's called social proofing. You always want to find other people who are doing what you think is right. Because that way, if you mess up, you don't feel that bad. All right. Anyways, that's my martial art philosophy. That's why I'll never have a big school or hundreds of students. But yeah.
Any questions for Sensei? Find your own way.
What do you think about Wing Chun?
So once again, it's the elephant in the room. Wing Chun discovered a partial truth. What you guys did was a little bit of Wing Chun, a little bit of Filipino martial art. One of the moves called Tan Sao, okay, and Bong Sao, okay. And so that's Wing Chun. The problem with Wing Chun is very static. They stay here, they refuse to move. Okay? What's great is that you're fighting in an elevator or an alleyway, because in Hong Kong the alleyways are really narrow, then you need Wing Chun. So am I saying Wing Chun is bad? But if your whole premise of fighting is Wing Chun, then you get into the cage, you're screwed, because the guy's running around on you. You're standing here doing this all day. When Bruce Lee came to America, he only had 4 years of Wing Chun training. And then he started fighting American. Right? Bruce Lee was pretty tall for an Asian guy, 5'6", 5'7", 135 pounds. He got his ass kicked. He lost so many fights. But in Hollywood, we glamorized him. Then he realized quickly that Wing Chun doesn't work. So he deviated. He started learning boxing. He started learning this, that, this, that. Some of the best innovators are guys who only discover partial truth. Guys who discover the truth, that they think they discovered the truth, they refuse to change. You got to be careful with that, because then the structure, I call it false positive, like a Kodak. It's nothing now. They discovered digital cameras, right? Does that answer your question? Wing Chun is only good for certain things. You actually mentioned a good point. Study the butterfly knife. Okay, so it looks like a weird knife. And that concept is very powerful. So, but unless you have someone who's knowledgeable and tell you, study only this part, discard the rest. And that's what Bruce Lee said. Bruce Lee said, take the boat across the river. Once you cross the river, don't carry the boat anymore. So Wing Chun is only good when you're in a narrow pathway and you're holding two blades or you're fighting an elevator. What if you're in the open? Do you need to use Wing Chun anymore? No, but if you think I have to carry that system, that's the problem. You go to a Wing Chun school, they teach you everything as Wing Chun fighting. There's a funny joke. If you have a hammer, everything's a nail. So if all you know is Wing Chun, then the guy tackles you down, you go, I'm going to do a Wing Chun move on you. No, a wrestling move is more efficient than a Wing Chun move.
My philosophy of that, it's all good. Different circumstances, learn it all. None of it's bad. I don't think there's any martial art I consider bad. It's all good. Learn it all. Any chance you get, learn something different every time. And clear your mind. I told you this when you came in. If you came into my class and you know another martial art, that's all well and good. But you'll learn something different in this class. And you'll learn something in the next class. Learn it all.
So, is it smart to do more than one martial art at a time?
Okay, so it's good and bad. When I was doing it, people belittled me and made fun of me and called me a dilettante. And this was almost 25 years ago. There was no MMA school. So I did Thai boxing, Judo, Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, wrestling, everything. I mean, I was this little guy, and I got tossed around by fat, out of shape, sweaty wrestlers all night long. It was disgusting. Okay? But now it's the norm. You can go to MMA school and learn everything. And a coach like me knows exactly what to teach you. We teach you only certain boxing moves, certain Thai boxing moves. Your generation's lucky. You have YouTube, you have guys like me. You don't have to learn. I had membership at 3 different gyms every month. So every night I was driving from one martial arts school to another. And every martial instructor hated me because I was not loyal to their system. Because they discovered the truth. And I was supposed to what? Follow their truth. Does that answer your question? So if you want to be a dilettante, go for it. Because there's two rules of thumb. For efficiency, people want you to be specific. Like, learn that thing, that's it. But there's a time to be a generalist. Unfortunately, where we're going now, they want all you guys to be specialized. They don't want you to be a generalist. But Leonardo da Vinci, was he a specialist or was he a generalist? Renaissance man. And he was everything. You know what I mean? He learned from Caravaggio. He was a painter. He was an inventor. He digged up dead people and discovered them. He was doing so much crazy stuff that got him in trouble. You know what I mean? So it's all about risk and reward. Some people cannot take risk. Like, I should be a 5th degree black belt in karate because I've been doing martial for 20 years. I'm not. I'm only a 1st degree because I jump around. I learn so many systems at once. So when I go to a karate school, sometimes people look down on me. They're like, he doesn't know anything. And then the minute they see me teach or fight or whatever, they're like, wow, this guy knows a lot. So it's all about recognition. Do you care about the recognition? Do you care about the reward? You know, what is important to you?
I have another question.
Sure.
So, if you went into a karate school, like, for example, you went to a karate school and how they belittle you, if you fought, like, whatever, sparred against another person and use something besides karate, what would happen then? Do you think like you'd get in trouble? Like,
yeah.
what?
Okay, so you have to find like-minded people, and you got to find people who are on the same path as you. If you do not find people on the same path as you, and you go to karate school and you start doing jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and stuff, they'll kick you out, or they'll find their top guy against you, right? I kid you not. 2 years ago, I went to a karate school. I'm 43 now. 3 years ago, I went to a karate school and I sparred against a black belt who's 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. Black belt. First sparring session, because they wanted to make sure that I was not going to outshine them. And this guy's a competitor, 23, 24 years old, right? They didn't. I went as a student at heart. I wanted to learn karate. I didn't care. I didn't want to teach them anything. I just wanted to be a student. Okay. And this instructor keeps on inviting me down to come to his school, and I thought we had a friendship going. Instead, he sent his biggest guy to beat me up all night long. When I walked out, I was almost crippled. My students were almost crippled. Like we were like literally, like trust me, when you fight real karate, every night you feel like you're crippled, right? I went to karate school in Brooklyn, and these guys were so nice. I didn't feel like fighting because I'm an old guy now, so I wear a white belt. But the minute I start moving, they go, okay, this guy, he goes up to me, he goes, are you a sensei? It's the way you move. You can't hide the fact. It's like even if you wear a white belt. So what you need to do is you need to find like-minded people. If you don't, then you need to be a very good chameleon. You need to go in and you need to blend in. I'm serious. So there's two ways, and some people can't be chameleons. Then the other solutions, find like-minded people. And it's very hard to find like-minded people. There are a lot of dilettantes. There are a lot of people who say, yeah, let's do this. All right, there's that video from Eric Thomas, and these kids were asking, I want to be a rich guy. And Eric Thomas say, meet me by the beach at 5 in the morning. If you ask someone to do something difficult and they don't do it, they're not sincere, they're not serious. So you test them by asking them stuff. Does that answer your question? Be a chameleon or find people who are on the same path.
You can't do either. What happens to you?
Don't train with jerks.
Yeah, don't train with jerks, yeah.
It boils down, don't train with jerks. You can spot them a mile
Or
away.
you find guys like me who tells you, this is what I'm doing, I'm not quite sure, so you can kind of believe in it, kind of not, but do your own thing.
You take risks.
Or if you beat their best guy, they still kick you out?
They'll still beat me up. You never win. Okay, here's the secret, okay? A good karate school, if they know you can kick their ass, they'll make the warm-up extra long. Like freaking 30 minutes, an hour. And they'll do warm-up that you're not used to.
Either way, you're screwed.
Okay, and then they make you spar with everybody, and then finally they make you spar with the top guy. Okay, it's like the Bruce Lee movie where Bruce Lee had to go to Ganada.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Okay, there's a trick to everything. Sorry, I don't want to keep up anybody. Anybody else?
It's like,
Any other questions? Sensei Mung, I want to thank
All
you
right.
on behalf of my students for the lecture. As always, and as Dallas said, you got about 2 years worth of wisdom. And
Yes.
real wisdom of martial arts, the way it should be trained. It's
Thank
one from Sensei Mung in about an hour and a half. And I appreciate it. And
Thank you.
thanks for coming.
Thank you. I just want to say one thing. I can't be a teacher without a student, so thank you so much for allowing me to have the video and stuff like that. Because I'm trying to be a better teacher. I'm trying to get my name out there on YouTube. There are people who offer to write a book about me. There are people who want to do a documentary about me. And so for me, I have to try to market myself, but still keep the integrity and my value.
is that what that video was? That you showed before? Like the Asian?
No, that was for a clothing system. That wasn't me.
Oh.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is a duality. I cannot teach tonight if there was no audience. I feed off the energy of the audience. On the flip side, there's a thing, I forget the Zen saying, but you need to have a student heart. A student heart means you need to be able to learn. Like tonight I was teaching, and a couple of you guys were texting, a couple of you guys were falling asleep, a couple of you guys were like daydreaming, and you did not have the student heart. You did not soak up the energy that I had. Okay, you can learn the same thing from a textbook, but when the guy comes up to you, he's bringing 20 years of energy and passion. And so the best way to be a student is to engage in that same type of spirit. It's called a student heart. And you always have to ask yourself, do I have that student heart? And it's very hard to have that student heart. And the guys who have the student heart tend to be younger, tend to be more inquisitive, tend to be more intelligent, tend to be more creative, tend to be less boring. Okay, so tonight I couldn't do it without you guys. But I want to land off by saying you guys are college students, so you guys got to have a student heart. You know, you come to school, don't just say, I'm learning from a textbook. You know, soak up the environment. Okay, we're going to go into Seiza position. This is called Seiza position.